What's good, family? It's 2025 and I've updated my camera bag to make sure I'm bringing the best gear to every shoot. You see, whether I'm capturing corporate events, filming brand stories, or knocking out interviews, this setup helps me get the job done efficiently and at the highest quality. Now, today, this isn't everything I bring with me, but it is what I keep in my camera bag when I am on the go, or specifically when I'm about to hop on a flight. I'm giving you a full breakdown of what's in my bag, why I carry it, and how each piece helps me deliver professional results for my clients. Today we're going to be covering cameras, lenses, batteries, monitors, and a few other accessories. Let's get into it. All right, so this is my camera bag. I know the angle's a little tight, but this is the highest I could get my camera for the top-down shot, so bear with me. But this bag is the Think Tank Airport Roller Derby. Without a doubt, this is literally the smoothest rolling case I have ever used, whether it be a regular suitcase or a camera bag. This thing is well made. It's inconspicuous, and it has all the bells and whistles you need to keep you going. So as we get into the case, this is how I keep it organized. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my batteries. Yes, I travel with two small rig VB99 mini V-mount batteries. And I also travel with two small rig VB50 V-mount batteries. Now, why do I travel with 4 batteries? Well, just in case I'm shooting an interview or I need 2 cameras at the back of the room filming something, I have one 99 that can go to camera A, and I have one 99 that can go to camera B. Now, the reason I have two 50s is because I shoot with a V-mount battery attached to my gimbal for added battery power, because let's face it, Sony batteries are garbage. So I keep one of these for that, and just in case that runs out by the end of the day, because one of these can give me about 6 to 8 hours of camera power on the gimbal, I do have a backup so I can just hot swap those really quick and keep my cameras going. Next up, let's talk about microphones. Listen, the DJI Mic 2 system is going to be your best friend if you're looking for run and gun audio. Whether you need to get a quick last minute interview, you need to grab some sound bites from a soundboard. Man, listen, you could even just put this near a speaker, but if you need to get some quick audio, this is going to be a great option for you. I did own the DJI mic version 1, but I upgraded to the version 2 because I enjoy the case. I enjoy the 32-bit float capabilities, but the main thing I enjoy more than anything is the active noise canceling built into the transmitters. That has been a lifesaver. So if you're looking for run and gun audio, I would definitely suggest getting the DJI Mic 2 system. Next up is going to be memory cards. So all in all, I do have 16 memory cards. I have a couple of 512s just to give me all day reliability, lots of 256s, and I have a few 128s just for that random photography gig that I need to shoot. Now, I do shoot on the Sony system, so if I'm shooting video, 4K 24, I can get 10 hours of record time with a 512 gig card. With 256, I can get 5 hours, and with a 128, I can get about 2 hours, 40 minutes of record time. Now, I shoot photo on the Sony a7 IV, and with a 256 gig card, I can get 5,000 images on one of these. And of course, if I'm shooting double that with a 512, I can get 10,000 images. So essentially the reason I have these memory card amounts is because I want to be able to put memory cards into my camera at the start of an event, even if it's a 3 or 4 day event. And I do not want to remove those memory cards until the last day of the event is over and I am going home. Next thing, of course, is you definitely have to have a tool. This comes in handy so often And if you ever just need a quick tool to remove a plate, to screw in something, to tighten something on a camera or a tripod that became loose, this is a lifesaver, and it is something that you cannot leave the house without, because whenever you really need it, it's always good to know that you have it in your bag. Next up, let's talk about monitors. My monitors of choice right now are the Atomos Shinobi 2. Now, I would definitely recommend this over the Shinobi 1. They are almost identical in price point. They are identical in size. However, the Shinobi 2 is much thinner. And also the Shinobi 2, if I'm not mistaken, is 50% brighter. It can go up to 1500 nits, whereas the original Shinobi can only go up to 1000. I consider this the best run and gun monitor for gimbal work, because if you're outside, you need a monitor that can get bright, but you also need a monitor that's compact in size. And I think that the Shinobi 2, for the price point, is going to outperform most monitors. My next monitor is going to be the Portkeys, I believe the LH7H monitor. This is a beautiful, crystal clear 7-inch monitor. And honestly, I use this for handheld B-roll footage when I'm at an event. Typically, I will rig this up, put it on my top handle, and it's just good to have the biggest screen possible when you are getting those handheld shots, just to make sure that you are nailing your focus. Again, this is a great monitor. Now, I don't typically use this monitor for interviews because I dislike the false color LUT in the monitor when I'm using it to make sure that my talent's skin is properly exposed. I hate it. I hate to use that word, but I really strongly dislike the false color in this monitor. I strongly prefer the Atomos false color LUT over the Portkeys any day. But if you just want a solid large monitor just to kind of see what you have going on, not necessarily to check exposure on skin or any other or anything like that, this is going to be a good look for you. I do carry one flash in my bag. I actually own 3 flashes, but right now I'm just using the Godox V862S. But let's be honest, every single brand has something similar. For example, I have the Flashpoint Zoom Lithium Ion R2 STTL. A lot of companies have the exact same flash in the exact same body with the exact same stickers at the exact same price point. I always keep one flash on me just in case I have a client that needs some indoor photography and I don't have a lot of natural light available. I will just pop this out, throw it on top, and get going. Now, these 2 I keep at home as a backup, but I will always bring at least one flash with me just in case I need it. I do keep 3 ND filters in my bag. One will be for my gimbal, one will be for back of the room camera A, and then the other will be back of the room camera B. So at any point, if I have 3 cameras recording video and I need to try to keep the exposure similar, I will always have 3 ND filters that I can put on that will allow me to do that. So one more accessory that I do have to mention that I love is this Lano NPF battery charger. Now, the reason I love this is because you can put 2 NPF style batteries in this case. And these are at 0 because I did have 2 dead batteries. But once you close it, number 1, you can hit this button and it will tell you the percentage of battery left in each battery. Also, you can plug this up via USB-C and it will fast charge both of these batteries in 2 hours total. Or if you take one battery out, close it up and charge it, it will charge one battery 0 to 100 in 1 hour. And so this is also a great way to keep your batteries protected. And if you ever feel like, man, where's my battery? Where's my battery? Instead of having to fumble around with those. You can just know that you always have at least two. And, you know, if you find that your batteries are dying on you, just go plug this into your laptop, go plug it into a brick, go plug it into a V-mount battery. And within an hour, you can have both batteries at 50% or one battery at 100%. This is a game changer and a lifesaver. I'll definitely link this in the description below as well. On to the good stuff. The first lens of choice I'm going to talk about, of course, is the Sony 85mm f1.8. I have had this lens since 2019, and I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of it. It's just a clean lens, and while I don't use it for photo anymore, this stays in my bag typically if I need a B angle for an interview. I'm usually going to have a different lens for my wide angle, but this more than often is going to be used for that tight shot. I'll stop it down to 1.8 or 2.0, and just the bokeh is just creamy and beautiful. This right here is my dedicated gimbal lens. This is the Tamron 17-70 f2.8. I love this lens. Essentially, when you put this lens on an FX30, it becomes a 24-105, give or take. And I do use the DJI focus motor system. That's why I have this gear on here. And I have paired that with the DJI RS3 gimbal, so I can actually use that to zoom in and out with this lens while it's on my gimbal. It is an autofocus lens, so that's already taken care of. And with this lens, you can literally shoot anything. It is the only lens I use for gimbal work right now, and that's not going to change in 2025. I love this lens. The next lens is actually a Tamron 28-75, but I'm actually using that lens to film this YouTube video right now. That lens is going to be used for my dedicated A camera setup. It's going to be my wide angle for interviews, and that 85 is going to be my tight angle. Now, I do own a Sigma 35mm 1.4 art lens, but that's being borrowed by a friend right now. Otherwise, I would be using that as my A camera. And last but not least, for lenses, what I actually believe is the greatest lens ever created is the Tamron 35-150 f2.8. That means that at 35mm, you can actually take this lens down to f2. And then of course, as you start to zoom out to 150, the aperture slowly changes from 2 to 2.2, 2.5 to 2.8. Now with this one lens, I have shot everything in the last year. In 2024, I shot with this lens, one camera, and one flash. That was it. And you can do it all. Weddings, corporate, headshots, portraits, families. It literally doesn't matter. The focal range is literally perfect. If you're looking for one of the greatest lenses, if not the greatest lens I believe that's ever been created, look no further than the Tamron 35-150. I will probably do an entire video about this lens at some point. All right, so let's get into the camera. So what's missing in my bag right here, I would normally put in this slot right over here, is actually my Sony a7 IV. And last but not least, the piece de resistance. I am rocking two Sony FX3s for literally all of my video work. Fun fact, I actually shot exclusively with the Sony FX30 the entire year of 2024. And so every single video you see on my website, every single video that was produced for my clients, every single dollar I made in videography was made using two Sony FX30s. In my opinion, if you are getting into the world of videography, and you aren't loyal to any camera brand, I truly believe that in 2025, this is the best investment you can make to dip your toe into the world of videography. And so that's it. This is the amount of gear that I use to make every single dollar with my photography and video production company, True Love Studios. We have two cinema cameras, one photo camera, about 5 lenses. We have a couple of V-mount batteries, some monitors, some audio. Now, this isn't the totality of my entire kit, but this is what I zip up and take with me every time I leave the house, whether I'm going around the corner or hopping on a flight. And that's everything in my camera bag for 2025. This setup keeps me ready for any shoot, I assure you, whether it's a corporate event, a brand video, or an on-location interview. Gear is always evolving, but the key is finding what works best for your workflow and your client's needs. I know there might be a lot of people that are like, you're only shooting with FX30s, or you're only shooting with, camera lenses instead of cinema glass. But I assure you, it only matters what works best for your workflow and your client's needs. I always encourage people, listen, if there's a piece of gear that you're thinking about buying, but you might be second guessing because you think it might not be able to deliver the quality you need to actually make money, rent it first. And if you like it, buy it. That's it. Now I want to hear from you. What's one piece of gear you can't live without? Drop it in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe for more behind the scenes content and turn on notifications so we don't miss the next one. Stay creative, keep shooting.